What could we do that would help all the kids be better able to cope with adversity, better able to bounce back, better able to persevere, and ultimately to succeed? So in this regard, there are really, it seems to me, a couple of things that we know from the research base that are actually not fancy. They're simple, but I want to just run them by you because they're, as I see it, sort of keys to this. And there are really basically three. And the first one that really matters is that kids who turn out to be remarkably resilient typically come from homes where they get, actually there's three things, they get enough of three different things, which I call nurture, structure, and latitude. So the nurture, the first one, you all know what this is. What we do with little babies. You get it because you're mine and I'm yours. You don't have to win it. You don't have to earn it. It flows like mother's milk. We associate it with nursing and mothering and lots of maternal things. Me, I associate it with Mr. Rogers, who's now, of course, dead, and Julia Child, who's also dead. But in my mind, the two most nurturing presences in late 20th century American public life. You know, Julia, she lived to 90, healthy as an ox. And the reason? She liked butter. Butter and wine. And she cooked with large quantities of both. And she never zipsed it. She never ate seconds. But she knew that margarine doesn't taste good and you can't brown food in it. She used butter, which she pronounced like that, butter. And wine. In the old, her last show, she stooped and she's standing next to little Jacques Pepin, the French chef, and they're making something together, and she's just pouring the bottle in there. He's saying, Julia, you think we need that much? And she says, you don't fix this every day. And, you know, Fred Rogers, he liked you just the way you are. You know, you never had to do a thing for Mr. Rogers to like you. Pretty soon I'm going to have to stop talking about him because nobody's going to know who he is or who he was. You know, but he, you know, he used to come out and put on the sneakers and the sweater and feed the fish and sing to you. Some are fancy on the inside, some are fancy on the outside, but we're all fancy, we're all fine, you know. This is nurture. Little babies need to start life with a healthy blast or they don't survive. You don't need to say nurture at 7 or 17, you need it 7 weeks or 17 weeks. You never outgrow your need for it. And kids who are resilient typically turn out to have behind them somebody, not always a whole family, but somebody on whom they could unhesitatingly rely. And somebody to whom they were, in fact, truly special. Now, lots of kids have that, and lots of your kids have that. I'm not suggesting it's a rare commodity. In fact, it's quite ordinary. But it's a crucial piece of what kids need, and as I'm going to say in a minute, it's getting a little harder to deliver.